Hello, I'm Kimilia, and this is Kini News. A witness in the 1MDB trial read out Najib's statement to the MACC during proceedings today. According to the statement, Najib had kept part of the Arab donation to thwart any opposition attempts to topple the government. The Kuala Lumpur High Court heard today that Najib Abdul Razak had claimed he initially kept part of the US $681 million of alleged Arab donation in 2013 to thwart another attempt by the opposition to topple the government. MACC investigating officer Nur Aida Arifin confirmed this from excerpts of a 2018 MACC statement recorded from him. Nur Aida, the 49th prosecution witness, read out the statement given to the MACC during Deputy Public Prosecutor Ahmad Akram Garib's re-examination. According to the statement, Najib claimed that after GE13, the funds could not be finished as the expenditure was sufficient. He said he had kept temporarily in the account the amount remaining after the general election as a contingency in case there is an extraordinary requirement. He cited an incident in September 16, 2008, where BN lawmakers were stolen as the opposition tried to buy them out, and said he was forced to be ready financially despite not agreeing with the practice due to fear that the opposition may try again. According to the statement, when no such movement happened, Najib said he felt the need to return it to the one who transferred the money into his account, namely someone appointed by Saudi Arabia, Tenor Finance Corp. Prosecutors had previously claimed that the $681 million that flowed into Najib's account is part of the overall 2.27 billion ringgit misappropriated from troubled Malaysian Sovereign Wealth Fund 1MDB between 2011 and 2014. However, Najib's defense team contended that the former premier had no knowledge of any wrongdoing at 1MDB. They said any wrongdoing that may have happened was solely masterminded by fugitive businessperson Low Tek Joe and members of the troubled Malaysian Sovereign Wealth Fund's management. Lawyers for Liberty has called for authorities to continue the probe into the allegation that a bodyguard of a royal assaulted a disabled person. LFL said there is no such thing as a settlement in a criminal case. Lawyers for Liberty has called on the police to continue with their investigation into the allegation that a bodyguard of a royal assaulted a disabled person. In a statement today, LFL Director Zaid Malek said the government must also ensure there is no interference with the investigation. Zaid said the integrity of our laws and its enforcers are at stake, and any misstep will surely lead to a complete mistrust in the administration of justice in the country. He also emphasized that there is no such thing as a settlement in a criminal case. He stressed that when a police report is lodged, the authorities are duty-bound to probe the matter. He said Section 3(3) of the Police Act 1967 tasks the police with the preservation of the peace and security of Malaysia, the prevention and detection of crime, and the apprehension and prosecution of offenders. He added that this duty cannot be disregarded simply because a police report was filed, settling or retracting the initial report of the crime. If this was allowed, he argued, then those in power could exert it to coerce any report filed against them to be retracted. He said this would lead to the breakdown of the criminal justice system. Still on the assault case, a PKR MP said the police need to open an investigation paper and record the assailant's statement under the law. He said police action should not be halted just because the victim withdraws the initial police report. PKR lawmaker Hassan Abdul Karim said there is no such thing as settling a criminal case just because the complainant said so. In a statement, he explained that when a police report is lodged, it is called the first information report. Hassan said upon receiving the report, if it is a physical assault that falls under the penal code, it is the police's duty to call up the alleged assailant for questioning. He added that the police must also send the victim to a nearby government hospital for the injuries to be assessed. He said the police then needs to open an investigation paper and record the assailant's statement under Section 112 of the Criminal Procedure Code. According to Hassan, police action will not be halted even if the victim withdraws the initial police report or lodges a second police report claiming the case is resolved. He said it is the police discretion whether to pursue an investigation or not. He added that under Article 8 of the Federal Constitution, equality is guaranteed to every citizen under the law, regardless of who the perpetrator is. He stressed that crimes against ordinary citizens, especially vulnerable groups like the disabled, cannot be taken lightly. The Pasir Gudang MP's comments came on the back of an alleged assault of a person with disabilities by the bodyguard of a royal household. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Rusdi Muhammad Issa revealed that the victim of the assault has since lodged another report to state that the issue has been resolved amicably and he did not want to prolong the matter. According to the new report, the incident occurred due to a misunderstanding over instructions given when moving a vehicle. If you'd like access to news like this and more, subscribe now to Malaysia Kini and support independent media. Moving on, AMP has slammed Hadi for his accusations against the media over religious schools. He also questioned if PAS had tried to control or stop the media from reporting the bitter truth when they were in power. A DAP leader has slammed PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang for accusing the media of hyping a handful of immoral cases in religious schools. In a statement, Kepong MP Lim Lip Eng said Hadi's accusation is unfair, as the majority of media outlets in the country only perform their duties as the fourth estate to serve verified news to the rakyat. Lim added that aside from that, revelations of crime can stop more people, especially children, from becoming victims. He also questioned whether PAS had allowed such crimes to go unreported when the Islamist Party was part of the previous administration. He asked if PAS had tried to control or stop the media from reporting the bitter truth when the party was part of the federal administration for 33 months. On Tuesday, Hadi claimed that the media is being used to smear Islam's image by hyping up weaknesses of those of the faith when they are accused of a crime or immoral act. In a post on Facebook, Hadi had claimed that if there are stories about things happening in religious and tahfiz schools involving an ustaz, imam or any religious figures, it gets hyped. Civil society groups have called for transparency in government contract awards. This came following the award of a contract by the Selangor government to Asia Mobility. A group of civil society organizations has called for immediate transparency regarding a Selangor government contract awarded to a company linked to a federal minister's husband. CSO Platform for Reform said although it was not Youth and Sports Minister Henayo's ministry awarding the project, the involvement of a close family member required strict scrutiny. In a statement, they said the question is whether this matter was declared at the onset of the process and made known to the state government's procurement team. The group said the situation is particularly concerning given the direct negotiation process used to award the contract, which had bypassed the open tender system designed to ensure transparency and fairness. CSO Platform also expressed disappointment over the MACC's dismissal of concerns about the contract award, claiming it indicated double standards in anti-corruption efforts. It urged the MACC to reassess its stance to ensure all officials and their associates are held to the highest accountability standards. The group urged the Selangor government to publicly disclose all details related to the contract award process. Previously, Selangor State Executive Councillor Ng Zi Han revealed that two companies were selected for the Demand Responsive Transit project. One of the companies, Asia Mobility Sendirian Berhad, is helmed by Yaw's husband, Ramachandran Munyandi. Ng also pointed out that the project awarded to Asia Mobility and Badan Bus Coach Sendirian Berhad was through a request for proposal process and not direct negotiation as alleged. Asia Mobility co-founder Premesh Chandran had also defended the company's involvement in the DRT project, saying that the process was above board. Premesh is also a Malaysia Kini director and is former CEO. Google announced this morning that they would invest 9.4 billion ringgit and develop its first data center in Malaysia. According to Anwar, this shows that clear government planning attracts investors. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said Google's $2 billion investment is proof that the government's clear planning, in addition to Malaysia's economic strength and resources, is attractive to existing and new investors. In a post on Facebook today, he said this places Malaysia as one of the leading countries in the provision of support services for digital technology-based services. Anwar added that Google's investments will support the government's agenda in accelerating the country's digital transformation. According to him, the investment is expected to have a multiplier impact on the Malaysian economy of around 15 billion ringgit and the creation of 26,500 jobs by 2030. Anwar also revealed that in a virtual meeting with Google's senior management on May 6, he emphasized that in addition to support for the use of AI in general, strategic cooperation should be focused in the fields of education, health and agriculture. He said this is important to ensure that Malaysia can take advantage of the latest technology-based skills and approaches. Earlier today, Google announced an investment commitment of 9.4 billion ringgit in Malaysia. This will include the development of Google's first data center in Malaysia and the Google Cloud region to meet the growing demand for cloud services, both locally and globally, as well as an artificial intelligence literacy program for students and educators in the country. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.